What's up, idols? It's CC Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If I look familiar, I literally was just talking about Suga and this stupid thing that they got. Like, they won't just let this man rest, you know? They won't let him just move on from the mistake he made. They keep trying to bring up new stuff and trying to punish him in some new way. Now I want to talk about kind of the overlying problem I'm noticing with K-pop, within the magical realm of K-pop. And this might be a hot take. I'm sure to many people it will be. Some people might be offended. I'm not trying to offend people. I'm just trying to make people realize like a lot of this is not okay and should not be normalized. You know, I like to read. You know, I read on my Kindle. I like to read articles online, and that's, you know, how we end up talking about a lot of the stuff we talk about on my channel, especially lately. When you just doom scroll, you just see the dumbest headlines. For example, Jackson's rude for vaping in security's face. People blow their vape smoke everywhere. I smell people's strawberry, grape, apple, nicotine all the time. And it is very frustrating, but it is everywhere and unfortunately unavoidable. Next, Son versus J-Hope. He was so low energy during his own dance challenge. It's a dance challenge, not a dance battle. Next, the boys Joo Hak-yeon met with a Japanese porn star. Listen, it's two consenting adults. I don't care what they do in their private time. If no one is being forced to do something, if no one's being harmed, if everyone's an adult, I don't care. It's none of my business. Next, HYBE sabotaged their own Jin by lack of promotions. Y'all, BTS just made a comeback as a septet. That's like the biggest promotion you can get. And I don't know about y'all, but I've heard plenty of Jin's tour, and even Marika's going. She's so excited. Like, what's sabotage? Next, aespa's Karina suffering from political controversy. Now this one I want to explain a little bit, because there was just an election in Korea, right? She wore the number 2 on her hat, and a lot of people are saying this means she supports the PPP. That's Yoon's party. He was just impeached and they just lost an election. She said that wasn't political at all. It's the number 2. It's a number. You know what I mean? For those who aren't very much in tune with like Korean politics, many women do not support the PPP because they don't support women. So I doubt Karina would be a fan of them. They rank idols' popularity and stuff, and she went from like number 4 to number 26 or something like that. And people are saying it's because of this political scandal. Do you know how often Korean people wear apparel and they don't know what it says? Stop trying to cancel everybody over anything. Yoon was impeached and removed in like April. I doubt she would wait until now to show her support for him if that's where her political allegiance lies. And even if she does support him, he's gone. They lost the election. What does it matter?
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
And these are just some of the few crazy headlines I've seen, like literally randomly plucked, and I'm just noticing the most insane pattern. People take the most nothingest of nothing and try to make it something and make it a scandal and make it newsworthy, and it's driving me insane. People take any action, any word, any thought, and come up with their own insane interpretation of what this could mean or how this person is that they've never met. They make up their own assumptions, they make up their own stories, and it somehow becomes fact, and I'm lost in the sauce. I am fascinated by people's ability, online especially, to talk about people they've never met, people they don't know, talk about their actions and their words and their thoughts like it's fact just because this is how I see it in my head. That explodes my brain. How can you possibly have so much to say about people you've never met, especially when it's negative? You know, it's fun to like, oh, I bet he's cheery and I bet he's nice and I bet she's such a sweetie. Like, that's fine. But how is it so easy to assume someone is like mean and a bully and hateful and like... I'm sorry, I just short-circuited. People need drama for some reason, and it's really frustrating. And it's like an interesting space to try to navigate as a YouTuber, because while it is fun to talk about these things, a lot of this stuff is alleged. Nothing is... Some things are fact, you know, like Taeyo did just plead guilty to raping a woman. And we talk about facts as well, but you do have to make these titles and thumbnails so dramatic to get people to click on the video. And it's difficult, you know? But I try to be my normal soft self when I'm talking about these intricate topics in the video. I try to understand both sides. I really do try, with the exception of American politics. That's a whole nother thing. Like, if someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. But I really miss the days when K-pop fans weren't so defensive and possessive and aggressive, confrontational and angry. And like I said, I know this stuff isn't about just K-pop. This is just toxic online culture, and we live in it now. But like, we're talking about K-pop in this video, so let's talk about K-pop. A Korean celebrity could be convicted of a literal crime, be in prison after having pled guilty, admit their guilt, and y'all will still swear they're innocent, or you'll find a way to defend their crime. Actual crime gets a pass, but alleged or proposed conflicts gets you canceled and dragged online, ends your career. Parasocial is scary. The entitlement people have over celebrities' lives is scary. I can't imagine dating and that becoming a scandal. And I get it, like it's a part of the marketing. Like they have to stay single to feed into the, you know, oh, one day they may, if you come see them on tour, they may see you in the crowd and fall for you, and then you'll live happily ever after, and it's fun, right? Yeah, that's a part of the fantasy that's being sold to you. And don't get me wrong, I say this as a K-pop fan, it is so fun to, you know, oh, Bangchan, oh, Namjoon, oh, Jungkook, oh, Yeonjun. Like, it's fun. They're attractive, they're young, they're talented, and they seem kind. It's fun to imagine that if we ever met, we'd be besties or fall for each other. But you gotta be able to separate reality from the delusion. I mean, I remember being a teenage girl, and I used to love, like, all those boys on Disney Channel, and Lloyd, and Leonardo DiCaprio, which is kind of funny because I didn't know it at the time, but that was when I had my best shot at him, because, you know, he likes him young and under 25. But today we see teens and adults spread hate online. Hateful rumors, dragging strangers, dragging celebrities. All for what? Because they want to start dating, they want to find love, they want to be happy in their own personal lives. Why can't you have a happy, personal, private life and a thriving career as well? It's like you have to pick one or the other, and that's not fair. Like, if you're truly a fan of someone, shouldn't you just support them and want them to be happy? And this is something I've said many times on my channel, like none of this is new, but I just feel the need to talk about it when I see it, you know? Like, we see the environment they're forced to live in, and you wonder why there are so many unalivings. I miss the days when you can openly admire or openly criticize someone or something without the cavalry coming to attack you, without getting death threats. If I say I like a song, or if I say I don't like a song, that used to just be okay because it's called having an opinion. And don't get me wrong, there is a difference between criticizing and hating. Like, you can criticize something respectfully, you can criticize, that's normal. That is not the same as hating someone or something. Like, I've said this before, the last time we kind of had a K-pop deep dive sort of video where I mentioned, you know, I love BTS. I've been listening to them since about 2016, but some of their newer music I haven't really been a fan of. That does not mean I hate them. That is a bit of criticism, I guess. To me, it's like a bit too pop. I miss them when they had like their hip hop roots, you know what I mean? But that does not mean I hate them. I still love them and support them, and I'm so happy they're back. But there was a lot of people who told me, oh, you don't like their new music, you just don't get it, it's just not for you, it went over your head, you're too dumb to get it and understand it and appreciate it. It's like, is that really necessary?
Are you okay?
Same thing happened with Cat's Eye. I like them. I love their new song Gabriella. I love Touch so much, especially the remix with Yeonjun. But I did not like Gnarly. And people said the same thing. It just went over your head. You're too dumb to get it. You don't understand what they were trying to do. Like, not everyone's smart enough to get it. Like, bro, it's just an opinion. And I'm sorry, but I just don't get the need, the impulse, you know, the reflex to just bully and slander someone online, especially when it's a situation you don't fully know about or understand. Context is everything. They'll be like, news breaking, so-and-so did this, and people are like, I knew they were like this, they've been sleazy the whole time. It's an allegation, it's a suspicion. You don't know yet, we don't know anything yet, but that does not stop people from jumping and pouncing on this opportunity to be nasty and mean to someone. There are whole anti-accounts for celebrities and people, and I'm talking about celebrities more so because this video is pretty much primarily about K-pop, right? So I'm talking about like K-pop groups and K-pop idols and individual members. Like, there are whole pages out there on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok that are dedicated to shaming, attacking, and blaming any particular person, and I find that so insane and toxic and just ridiculous. Like, I refuse to let someone I hate that much occupy that much of my time and my brain matter. Do you know how many anti-Blackpink accounts I've seen where they can't wait to call Lisa untalented or Jenny lazy or Rose too skinny and she needs to cheat? Like, what? Guys, really? That's not criticism, that is just straight hate. And the way these fans compare their ults to your ults, like my ultimate group's better than your ultimate group, the ATEEZ versus BTS, the Islet versus Cat's Eye, aespa versus New Jeans, like, just to name a few. People will do anything for attention, whether it's good or bad. And a lot of people seek and crave validation online from strangers. Like, I don't get the point of wanting to believe these celebrities and groups hate each other so much when it's clear that they don't. That's why I like when you see those TikTok challenges, videos of them mingling with each other, smiling and interacting with each other, dancing together. I love those because I would love to believe that it would make these fandoms calm the fuck down, but it never works that way, does it? Like, I remember Lemon dropped either on Festa or like the day before, because me and Marika watched it the same day as we watched Killing It Girl, and people were like, oh, this is gonna add fuel to the fire. All the army went to ATEEZ's fandom, they're merging with like there's just so much. So when I saw Sun and J-Hope dancing, I was actually very happy. I was like, oh, like hopefully this will put fire extinguisher, right? Like, calm down, they're getting along, you should too. Like, what do you get out of believing that they hate each other? They don't hate each other, so you shouldn't hate each other either. What's the point in being like a soldier in a war that's not happening when there's no one to lead the war either? J-Hope and BTS, they're not leading this war. Like, who are you fighting for? I just feel like with all this stuff, it makes being a K-pop fan not fun anymore. And a lot of it could be because I'm getting older. I'm 32. Like, it's toxic, dude. Last week I made a video about RM. He did a Weverse live right after he got discharged from the military, and he said how hard it was for him, how he struggled, and a lot of people were worried about his mental. And then of course there's like the same 1 or 2 people who were spamming my comment section talking about, oh, soon to be OT6, he's gonna unalive himself soon, weak little Namjoon couldn't cut it.
Okay.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Celebrating the thought that he might die or might not want to live anymore. My favorite part about all of this is the same people who feel so emboldened to attack strangers and celebrities online and judge them and attack them and send death threats and judge their appearance and their talent take so much shelter from being able to stay anonymous. They'll be the first to call someone fat, ugly, bald, untalented, tell them to commit suicide.
Are you done? Are you done?
Well, how do you look? How talented are you? What do you look like? How much do you weigh? They say all this stuff without showing their face, without showing their real name.
Don't look at me.
I feel like it's the same way, you know, the Klan wears robes.
And if we see you or any one of your Klan buddies cross our property line, we're gonna kill them right where they stay.
Klan don't exist no more.
ICE agents cover their face, and trolls use emojis. They know they're wrong. They know there would be consequences to their actions and their words if their identity were known publicly. People get doxxed, they get fired from work, they get expelled from school because of the same hate and violence they spread online. They know better, but being anonymous makes them feel powerful. I just miss when people were nice, you know? We live in an age where having empathy and being kind is weak, makes you a snowflake. I really think people spend way too much time online and not enough in reality. It's easy to lose touch with it. They dwell online and compare themselves to others, and I truly believe that hurt people hurt people. It comes from insecurity, jealousy, and anger. And that's why haters don't bother me. I find it pretty hilarious. But I know these types of things affect different types of people. And I'm sure if I got like a lot of it, it probably would bother me more. Because when I first started, it seemed like a lot, right? Because I didn't have support. But the good usually outweighs the bad, so it's fine for me. It's like in the Suga video I just made. People target successful, hot, talented, and beloved people, and they want to ruin them because they're doing better than they are in their life. Why else would you have so much hate for a complete stranger who did not hurt anyone and did not hurt you personally? Misery loves company. They can't get off their computer while this person is traveling the world and has, what, tens of millions of people who love him? I'm just talking about Suga as an example because we were literally just talking about him. What I want to know is, like, who raised y'all? You know, like, before you say these things and get your little Twitter fingers, right? Like, think about the person you love most in your life, whoever raised you, you know, whether it's a grandparent or your parents. Would they be proud of you for saying the thing you're about to say online? Or would they judge you? Would they be ashamed of you? If you would not say the stuff you type to people online to someone's face, then don't say it. Don't type it. It's that simple. Music is meant to bring people together, not tear them apart. These fan wars are literally pointless, especially when you see that the groups y'all represent and love so much are not bothered. They get along just fine with the person you claim to hate so much. It's pretty clear that the idols y'all fight for aren't fighting the same war as you. I love videos like this with Sign and J-Hope, New Jeans and aespa. Y'all want to believe that they hate each other so much, and I just don't get it. Preying on people's downfalls is just weird to me. Unless they're like ruining people's lives. That's one thing. That's a totally different thing. I do feel like this is part of what I mentioned a few months ago. I made a video, it's like the K-pop scam we all fall for, because I do feel like K-pop is more and more like being targeted to younger and younger audiences. It's not growing with the audience. And when you keep debuting idols who are like 16 to 20, you're gonna have a fandom in that range as well. And of course you'll have people who are older who also like them, but it's kind of clear who the target demo is based on like the concept, the look, the age, the style of music, like the art you're putting out there. You kind of show what you're trying to attract, right? And the fact that teenagers now have such a platform is no good. I will always advocate for, whenever you make an online account, I truly believe it should be tied to your actual identity. It should have your name or your picture be tied to your passport, your ID, something. Because I know for a fact that the internet would become a much more responsible place if people actually had consequences for what they said and did to strangers online. People would be a lot more careful with what they say and how they say it to each other. And maybe that's what we need. You got toxic fans and stans who make it scary to share your opinion about anything in the K-pop world. And you got these people who keep fighting a war that's not happening. Just enjoy the music. Seriously, let's just enjoy the music. Comment, say it to my face if you're still here, by the way. Anyway, I am rambling. So thank you guys for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong.